Well, Happy New Year, everyone. Hello, welcome to the latest episode of the Bunkered Podcast. I'm Michael McEwen. It's 2026, and look at this, a brand new studio for your Bunkered Podcast. So if you're watching on YouTube or indeed following along in social media, then you will see this lovely new setup that we have here in our Dundee headquarters. Very nice indeed. So much space. I feel like I can move around. I'm not sitting right next to these guys. What a treat it is. So, yes, hello. Welcome. Hope you've all had a lovely festive season. Feels like a long time ago now, doesn't it? And yeah, just like every other year at this time, it's time to get stuck into the latest golf headlines because, funnily enough, lots of stuff is going on. And what about these two gentlemen? I wouldn't choose to discuss it with anyone other than them. Performance editor Lewis Fraser, gear editor James Tate. Gentlemen, hello, welcome. How are we doing?
Good, thank you, Michael. How are you?
I'm good.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Yeah, Happy New Year.
All that kind of jazz.
Yes. James, tell me about your festive season. Get up to anything exciting?
Oh, yeah, it was just absolute carnage at the house this year. Had my two nephews, sister, girlfriend, mum, dad, dog, and two dogs, and my...
a partridge in a pear tree.
Partridge in a pear tree, and my sister's mother-in-law as well.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oof.
Yeah, so extra hands for the little one, so it wasn't too bad in the end.
So, big question, who did the cooking on Christmas Day?
Oh, that would be Mr. Tate. That would be big man.
Tate Senior.
Yeah.
And was it any good?
Yeah, it was pretty good.
Lord
Very,
Tate.
very good. Yeah, just a Lord Tate, yeah, of St Andrews. But no, it was good. It was really nice. Just the usual kind of turkey and all the trimmings.
Good.
It was really nice. And then I think we discussed this last year. A lot of people go for a little walk on Christmas Day. Sometimes we, luckily living in St Andrews, we get to go play golf.
You played golf on Christmas Day on the old course?
On the old course, yeah. It was quite busy though.
Was it?
Yeah, it was
genuinely
really busy. We normally would go play the first, the second, 17, 18, which if you think about it,
makes sense.
Could
be a loop, yeah.
But we couldn't cut across at all because there were just so many people just coming down the back nine. So we actually had to cut across onto the new course and then finish there, which is good. So it's fine.
Lewis, playing any golf on Christmas Day?
Not on Christmas Day. No, absolutely not. I was sitting doing absolutely nothing on Christmas Day and enjoyed it. And that was pretty much what happened through every day from Christmas through to New Year, which was great.
Nice.
Watched a lot of darts, which is a staple in our household. I know it's not for you, but
can't get into it.
See, my dad's like really into it and always been into it. And my mum
loves the arrows.
Yeah, the arrows, yeah. My mum, like, at the start of the darts coming on, is like, oh, darts again, here we go. See, by the final, she's like, what time's the darts on? She absolutely loves it, honestly. Complete convert.
Is it a sport, though?
It's not a sport.
No.
It's not.
No, but it's not designed to be, is it? It's just entertainment at the end of the day, for us anyway. But so, yeah, I've watched a lot of that. Walked the dogs, so we've got 5 beagles at home.
Jeez.
Which is...
That's a loud Christmas Day.
It is a loud Christmas Day. Well, not really, because
it's an expensive Christmas dinner.
No. For Christmas dinner, they get like buffalo ears, like cow ears.
Oh yeah, they chew on them, don't they?
Yeah, that's their like present from Santa.
Buffalo ears?
Yeah, I think they're like
pig's ears kind of thing. Yeah.
On the back it says buffalo ears, but it's like cow ears. They smell horrible, but the dogs absolutely love them, and it keeps them quiet for like a good 2 hours because it takes so long to chew them. Until
I like your logic.
Yeah,
it makes a lot of sense.
Until one of them finishes chewing theirs before the other 4, and then all of a sudden it's chaos because she wants the rest of them. So
standard.
Yeah, standard procedure. But yeah, no, good time off. Enjoyed it.
Either of you get anything nice from Santa? Any golf related gifts in there we need to know about?
No. So I
No.
I say to my family that I don't go for like golf Christmas presents, obvious reasons. You know, we're quite lucky in this job that get golf things. Did get a head cover from my mum, and Rory McIlroy has a beagle head cover.
Yeah.
But it's like hairy, you know, like it looks as if it is a beagle on the bag. I've now got a head cover with a photo of Larry.
No, one of the dogs.
One of the dogs, yeah. And he's pulling like a stupid face with his tongue out, like obviously trying to get biscuits. So that could be going on a new driver that might go in the bag. We'll see.
Is that to make you smile when you stick a drive
and I'm in the head cover up after I've just hit it out of bounds? Just look at Larry. So yeah, that was the only golf one I got.
I mean, it's Larry.
I don't get any golf gifts anymore because I had to actually put the foot down a few years ago. I kept getting. It's like anything else. I'm quite sure. Imagine if you work in cycling or football or rugby, I'm sure that you get
Mm.
all of the same crap gifts every year. And I used to get these ones that was just like novelty golf gifts.
Yeah.
So I remember one year I got a set of novelty golf pens,
Oh,
which is like 3 pens, but one of them's got a driver on the end, the other one's got a putter, and the other one's, I don't know, the other one's probably a wedge. One year I got novelty golf balls.
yeah. Oh, the worst.
Worse than that, emoji golf balls.
Oh, no.
So a set of 6 golf balls, all yellow, one with the happy face, another with the sad face. And the worst part is, the person that's got you thinks, oh, by the way,
What does Michael
he's
like?
going to love this.
Yeah.
He works in golf. I can guarantee he's going to love that. And you have to... It's Christmas. You can't ruin the mood. You can't.
Yeah.
You can't ruin the day. So you have to go. That's really. I see what you've done.
Yeah,
there."
clever.
That's because you know what. I've been using Pro V1s for a long time, and probably it's now the time to move to a smiley golf ball. That's the difference.
Or the one with like a basketball. It looks like a basketball or a tennis ball.
Tennis ball.
Awful.
Yeah.
So
So
let us
selling-
know about your novelty golf gifts. Get in touch. Slide into our DMs. Tell us what you got. What is the Christmas golf tat that you received?
Hmm.
And if you like, send us the details of the person that got it for you, and we'll get in touch. We'll shame them
Name and
so that
shit.
next year you'll just get good stuff.
Exactly.
Socks. I mean, I stand by this. Socks is a time-honoured classic gift. Just give people socks. No one's going to complain.
I've started
So-
to come round to this.
Currently, this has reminded me, it's my mum every Christmas, it'll get to like the 27th or 28th, but oh, I've got a gift that I forgot to give you on Christmas morning, and it's socks from Next with
And you're
golf.
thinking Mega Drive.
Yeah,
Here we go.
PlayStation. No, socks with golf things on them, and right now, I'm pretty confident, yeah,
You are joking me.
there's a man playing golf who looks a bit like Scotty Scheffler, actually, on my socks. I don't know if our new producers are able to zoom in on those. That's probably not. No,
nice to
that's
see that.
terribly wrong.
Tell you
But
what, share it on social.
that's what
That's
they
what
I'll
to do.
take a photo of my socks
Scotty,
after.
Scotty Scheffler socks.
Yeah.
You're saying that 3 times fast.
Yeah. So
Scottish.
that was the best gift that I got. New socks,
Nice.
brilliant. Can't go
Scheffler
wrong with them,
socks.
can you?
Nice. What about you, Michael? What was your best gift this year?
Best gift this year. So my wife has got me tickets to go and see Keith Urban in Glasgow, which is a sensational gift. Looking forward to that. What else did I get? The usual stuff. Yes, socks, books,
Mm.
usual bits and bobs. So
Nice.
my daughter, who's 8, got me a big giant box of Lindt chocolates,
Oh,
but
nice.
the mint ones. She knows me.
Yeah,
she knows me.
That is well done.
So
She knows.
yeah, but no, it was good. It feels like such a distant memory now, though, and I think the fact that golf is back, stuff is happening,
Yeah.
has definitely consigned Christmas 2025 to the memory folder. So look, let's look ahead. There is a lot to talk about on this week's episode. Obviously, we need to get into Brooks Koepka's decision to leave Live Golf, but we want to kick this off with predictions.
Mm.
Predictions for 2026. Big year in store, gents.
Yes.
Last year was quite good. We had some good stuff happen last year.
It's all right.
You know,
it was amazing.
but again, distant memory now. Let's
Yeah.
look forwards. So the last episode was obviously looking back, review of the year. This episode is looking forward to what's going to happen over the next 12 months. So what we're going to do, this is dead simple. We are going to take 2026, broad sense. Each of us is going to make 2 predictions about stuff that we expect to happen this year, as well as one thing that we're pretty confident, not quite put the mortgage on it confident, but pretty confident won't happen and why. And we do have a couple of listener predictions as well, gents. So who wants to go first? Who wants to stick their neck on the chopping block?
I'll go first.
Of course you are.
Yes, so that no one steals my prediction.
Your
Need to
prediction
think
is
of the
Christmas 26, Mrs. Fraser's going to get another pair of Scotty Scheffler socks after hearing this.
one. Yes, I hope so. That'd be good. Spot on. No,
Let's hear it.
believe it or not, that is not my first prediction. Scotty Scheffler will win the career Grand Slam at this year's US Open.
I think we all had that.
Really?
So do you
Oh, my
think
goodness.
it's going to happen then?
Yeah.
Which
Look-
coincidentally is going to the final round of the US Open, which is the remaining leg of the career Grand Slam. Also, that final round coincides with his birthday. Am I right in
Oh,
saying?
yes, of course.
So what would you get a man who's got everything? The career Grand Slam would obviously be it.
That would be a pretty good
And a
start, wouldn't
ravioli
it?
chef.
And a ravioli.
Well,
You know what? You make a good point. Has anyone checked in on Scotty Scheffler to see
No.
how Christmas dinner went this year after the travails of
I'm
last?
sure someone will ask him at his first press conference of the year. I'm not quite sure what his schedule looks like.
Let's hope
but
they do. But
yeah.
why is he winning the career Grand Slam
Look,
this year, Lewis?
It seems inevitable that he's going to win the US Open at some point.
Mhm.
Scotty Scheffler is the best golfer in the world right now. And he's won the other 3 majors in pretty quick succession, ticked them off. You look at Shinnecock, and previous editions of the US Open that it has held have been pretty chaotic. Like, think back to 2018 when Brooks won, and I think he was only like a handful under par. Courses like that really suit Scotty Scheffler, someone who can just make 18 pars or like 16 pars and a couple of birdies and do that 4 days in a row and get to a score that no one else really gets to because they all make mistakes, which he doesn't. You think back to, I can't remember what year, but that was the course where they completely lost the greens, like mid-2000s, and it all went a bit wrong. It's going to be a proper US Open if they stick it that way.
Well, you'd like to hope so.
You'd like to hope so. If this course can't do that, then none can. That seems like that is really going to suit Scheffler's game.
Yeah.
Look, he's got to win the US Open at some point, right? Like, he's the best American golfer that there is and has been for quite a long time. I don't see why it won't happen this year when he's in this form. So
you think that
that's
career Grand Slams are going to be like London buses? You wait for a while and 2 come along in consecutive years.
yes, I think so. Which I get. That's on paper that seems quite unlikely because, like you say, it's been so long since someone did it before Rory. But Scheffler, yeah, like I say, it seems like he's going to do it at some point. Why not right now?
Yeah, James, you were nodding along there. Clearly, that's one of your predictions.
Yeah, it's not going to be Jordan Spieth, that's for sure.
Well,
maybe.
Well,
Maybe.
No, I agree with Lewis. I think, Scotty Scheffler's he's on a different planet.
Yeah.
Isn't he? Let's be honest. I mean, if you look at his stats, like first in strokes gained, second in the strokes gained off the tee, first in strokes gained approach to the green. His putting, which is what a lot of people seem to think is what let him down a little bit. He's 22nd. Like, he just hits more greens than everyone else, which
It's a pretty good weakness.
Yeah, 100%. But then if you're, sticking it to 10, 15 feet every single time, you're going to miss a couple of them and you're going to drain a lot of them as well. He's got everything he needs to get that career Grand Slam. And I think Shinnecock, like Lewis said, and if you look at 2018, scoring was all over the place, like really high. I remember looking at, I think, like Ryan Fox from New Zealand. Go back to a couple episodes and you'll get that reference. He was like 42nd, but he was like 15 over par.
Right. Yeah.
So if there's anyone that I would put my house on, it would be Scotty Scheffler, because even when he makes a mistake, and a mistake, it's a bogey or something like that.
That's it. Yeah.
Or if he gets himself into trouble, he just looks unfazed by it, and then he can come back and then just go birdie, 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 and then it's like nothing's ever happened. I just think his mindset and the way his game is, it's just perfect for a US Open win this year at Shinnecock.
the thing is, he's going to be favourite for every major that he plays in this year, assuming no like bizarre accidents or anything weird happening, like a complete loss of form or injuries.
Yeah.
He's going to look at this season and think, right, what is the one, if I had to pick one event to win, it's going to be the US Open, right, for obvious reasons. Like, Masters is great, Open, fantastic, PGA, but he's won them before. If you had to pick one, it's going to be the US Open, so that's going to be a big circle on his calendar. You've got to think that someone who's got that talent is going to be able to peak at that time. I know it's such a difficult thing to do in golf, but if he can find that extra couple of % to play even better than what he usually does during that week, then it's going to be really difficult.
See, what I really like about where he is with US Open being the final leg he has to complete, I always thought that the Masters, sitting where it does in the calendar, not just the first major of the year, first men's major of the year, but the first major for the best part of 8 months, I always felt like that made it harder for Rory, because there's no warm-up period. I'm not saying any major is a warm-up, but with this, what Scheffler can do is he can have a few big events between now and the Masters. Obviously, the players will come into that. I suspect he'll play things like, I guess, Waste Management. He'll be at Genesis Invitational. He'll be at, and then it sort of peaks with the Masters. Then he's got another major in between times. He's got the PGA, a title defence there where he has to, again, hit his peak form. So he will play his way into major season as opposed to Rory, who is like starting cold.
Yes.
Go. And I did always think that made it harder for Rory. I guess the only question I have about Scheffler is he has been the dominant, and I mean the far-out dominant player in golf for the last 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
Can he sustain that for a third year? Can he sustain it for even another 6 months? Because that level's really hard to sustain.
Well, we kind of thought that going into 2025. We thought exactly the same thing. And okay, yeah, he had the ravioli incident, but he kind of, you could see him getting frustrated with himself at the beginning, but as soon as he kind of started to get back into swing of things, he really, it was the Scotty Scheffler that left from previous year in 2024. We got that same Scotty Scheffler. So I don't think anything's going to change. I think he's just going to come out the blocks running.
You're right. It's not going to be for the next 10 years he's going to do this.
Might be.
Well, it might be.
That's the other side of it.
It's incredibly unlikely. But yeah, you're right. That's why I say that I think he's got a really good chance at the US Open this year for those reasons, and that he is playing the form of his life. He'll know that. You might know deep down that in 10 years' time he's probably not going to be as dominant as he is right now. Again, he could be. So, yeah, I think as predictions go, I feel like that's, which is hard predicting the winner of a tournament 6 months out.
I think we all had it. I mean, I think that's something we'd all
That's
like
why I
to
wanted
see
to
as
go
well.
first.
Yeah.
It's something we probably all had because we'd all like to see it. I think it would be,
Yeah.
objectively pretty cool if we could get another career Grand Slam winner. I do also like the fact that it's going to coincide with his birthday. He'll be 30. I mean, a milestone as well. A milestone. It's not just, you're 27. It's a milestone birthday that he's got on US Open Sunday. I'm just looking at his results in the US Open. So missed the cut on his debut in 16 as an amateur, low amateur in 2017, next played in 19 where he missed the cut, didn't play in 2020, but then look at this. From 2021 onwards, tied 7th, tied 2nd, 3rd, tied 41st. I don't know what he was doing in 2024.
He played with one arm that year.
Left-handed. And tied 7th last year. So I'm not going to say the T word. I won't. It's the first episode of the year. But he is. Yes.
He's teeing.
James, give us your first prediction of the year, if you could, please.
So my first prediction of the year is Tommy Fleetwood is going to win the Open Championship.
So not just a major, you're choosing it.
Yeah, I think his first major is going to be the Open Championship.
Well, in Southport, that's his hometown. It's Birkdale this year, right?
Yeah,
Isn't it?
yeah,
So a maiden major in your hometown.
What better setting?
I don't disagree in the slightest, but
you're
writing fairy stories here, man.
Yeah, this is.
Hey, it's going to be a good year. I tell you
That's when commentators like, you couldn't write this. Well, James Tate is writing it.
I predicted it.
Why though? What's different about this year then?
I just think the way he has capped off last year, the way he was playing, it's world number 3, won Tour Championship. Everything was incredibly impressive with what he was doing. He also holds the course record at Birkdale.
What is it?
63, I believe, or 62.
Must be 62 because Brandon Grace had a 62 there in 17, didn't he? First time someone went below 63 in a major.
Yes. Yeah, it must be 62. But he has one of the course records there at Birkdale. So he obviously clearly likes the course, and the fact that it's going to be there this year and the form that he's in, and he's also got a new driver in the bag.
Yeah.
As well. Everything seems to be kind of like perfect right now. But I hope when he comes out the blocks, obviously at the beginning of the year, this form continues, and it continues all the way through the year.
Prediction or not so much?
I like it with my heart, but this whole hometown thing is never as straightforward as it seems. Look, he'll have all the support there. He's a very popular guy as it is, and particularly when he's playing from his neck of the woods. But that's not always the case, that when you go somewhere where you're really comfortable, that you play your best golf, there's going to be a lot of pressure on him. If he is in contention in the final round, you look at Rory at Portrush, his first time there in the Open. Now, don't get me wrong, Fleetwood is more, experienced than that. But Rory in his first round at Portrush at the Open, many years back, can't remember the exact year, and he hits it out of bounds off the first. You think that's a bit of a, not saying that's going to happen to Fleetwood, but a lot of pressure can get to you and kind of play with you a bit. So I hope you're right.
Yeah,
and
it's not Fleetwood's first Open at Birkdale, though, is it? So he's at least got that part out of his system, whereas Rory hadn't.
yeah, that's true.
True.
So look, I would love it to happen, and
It's going to happen, Lewis.
if he's going to win a major, it's probably going to be the Open, because that does suit his game a lot, and he's grown up playing golf like that.
I would agree.
Yeah, well, that's kind of what I was thinking as well. It's like you look at everything else. Like I reckon he's got a chance at Augusta, but as well,
Yeah,
I think
the way he's playing.
the way he's playing. But I also think for his first major, I just feel like the Open just really suits him, suits his game.
Okay.
And especially being, a course that's very familiar, where he's got good memories, and it's obviously just on the road.
It would be lovely if it happened.
Yeah, exactly.
I am I'm sceptical.
Right, go on, Michael.
So my first prediction, I'm going to suggest that something that has only ever happened once before will happen for a second time in 2026. Can
Okay.
you guess what it is?
Oh God,
It's happened once before.
no.
I'll save you the
drawing
hassle.
a blank.
The internationals will win the President's Cup.
Okay.
It has
Go
to
on.
happen at some point. This year, taking place at Medina, the US captain will be Brandt Snedeker. The internationals will be led by Jeff Ogilvy.
Mhm.
Going to come back to
I know
Yes,
where
I
you're
know
going
where
with
you're
this.
going with that.
But yes, but the only other time the internationals have won was 1998 at Royal Melbourne. Back then, Peter Thomson was the captain. Jack Nicklaus was the captain of the US side. There has been one tie, and in between times, the US has gone on a fairly significant tear, winning 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. You couldn't make this up.
Wow.
They're going for 10 in a row. So if you're in Scotland, that's going to make a lot of sense. If not, just Google Rangers Celtic rivalry. You'll be fine. But yeah, 10 in a row they're going for this year, if my maths is right. That streak has to stop at some point. It has to stop for two reasons. One, the law of averages.
Yeah.
Two, for the good of the match. I don't think that it gets to 10 in a row that there's much of a future for the President's Cup, which is a shame because I really do like it. But I think Jeff Ogilvy is going to be the missing link.
The mastermind.
He is one of the smartest brains in golf. I think when I look at Jeff Ogilvy, I see a guy who's very much in the Luke Donald mold, quiet, a bit underrated. I think that, he's definitely has flown under the radar a long way during his career. I think some people forget that he's a major champion.
Mm-hmm.
I just see a lot that I really, really like. Now, that isn't to dismiss Brandt Snedeker's credentials, but I think if I was going to choose who I'd be captained by out of those two, I would pick Jeff Ogilvy all day long.
Yeah.
He can only influence it so much, as we know. He can only pick the teams, the pairings, and all that sort of stuff. But I really, really like him, and I know how seriously the internationals are taking the President's Cup and have been going back a number of years. They were very unlucky not to win in 19 when obviously Tiger Woods was the playing captain. They had a big comeback on the final day there at Royal Melbourne again. I thought Trevor Immelman was a phenomenal captain. Again, they got a lot right. Just came undone at the end. There's been a few blowouts. Obviously, last time around Royal Montreal, 18.5, 11.5. But I think it was closer than it looked on paper. I really don't think there's as much between the teams as some people think there is. So something has to give.
You're right.
And I think it's going to happen this year.
So what you're saying is it's going to be a Miracle at Medina 2.0.
Correct.
Nice. Okay. see the headline already. Written it already. Get on the back end.
What do you think, Lewis? Am I mad?
I fear that we might need a miracle for this to happen, as James says.
Okay.
I worry about the strength of the US team. It goes back to what we spoke about before the Ryder Cup, which obviously went well for the Europeans.
Mm-hmm.
But if the USA are up for it and do take it, I don't doubt they'll take it seriously, but are as passionate about it as the internationals will be, I just worry that the captain argument of it isn't going to quite have the same weight, and that you have the likes of Scotty Scheffler that's spoken about, Xander Schauffele, Ben Griffin, who else in the US team, like Sam Burns. These guys are just better golfers, unfortunately, and then a lot of the President's Cup team. So for the international team, sorry.
You say that. What you mean is there Are they better golfers, or is their ranking and their profile higher?
Both.
Because you could say the same about some of the European teams that we've put out in the Ryder Cup in recent years, and they've done particularly well. I think that it's too easy to write teams off when they play America because, oh, well, we know the Americans and they're all great.
Yeah.
But it's not as simple as that. You know, now, granted, I'm looking at the world rankings here and I'm scrolling a long way to find the first international, and that is Hideki Matsuyama, currently in 16th.
Yeah. It's a long way after that too.
But I'm not changing my mind because...
Yeah, no, quite right.
I've said it now.
I hope you're right, because for the sake of the tournament,
it needs something.
It does need something. It's like what we spoke about with the Walker Cup before. If the results become too predictable, and even if they are, it's similar to what you're talking about, results maybe not quite showing how close the matches actually are. When you look at it on paper, if it's 7 or 8 points difference every time, then something kind of has to give on that. I'm not sure what this is, because we can't open it up to Europe, because then there's no other way to open it up to more people. So I hope you're right on this, but I do just worry that the trend is going to continue with the Americans.
On paper, it does look very much like a David versus Goliath kind of story. If you're going off of rankings, because
if you trust the rankings,
yes, yeah. But
so you don't?
No,
fair enough.
So
I really don't.
Neither do I, for that matter. But
that's
you
that's
both
fair
said
enough.
it on paper, but
Yeah.
the last time I checked, it was played in grass. So we'll
Yep.
see. Lewis, prediction number 2,
Am I
please.
going back for number 2? Okay, a bit more vague in this one, but I'm going to say that Marco Penge will be a breakout star on the PGA Tour this year.
Okay, I like it.
Now,
Elaborate.
golfers from the DP World Tour going to the PGA Tour have had a difficult time in recent years, with a few exceptions, but generally going over there, different style of golf, a lot of different travel commitments, completely like stronger fields, let's be honest, playing up against likes of Scotty Scheffler, as we've spoken about. But I feel like Penge has all the tools to do well over there. Firstly, an incredible driver of the golf ball. If you've watched him hit drives in person or on TV, you can see that is such a strength of his game. Hits it absolutely miles straight as well. That is the first box that you really need to have a big tick in to do well in the PGA Tour. If you're short and not hitting fairways, then you're going to struggle around there, especially in your first season. He is very confident in his own ability, and as he should be, because he's so good. But I don't feel like that jump in class really is going to impact him in the way that might others. I think he's going to go over there and fit right in, which is hard to kind of put a like definitive number on that. But I feel like when you watch him, the way that he carries himself and just the way that he's been playing in the last few months is going to stand him in good stead there. Look, I think you spoke about Ryder Cup teams last year, and he's probably just missed out on that. But I think he's going to be a regular in the Ryder Cup from years to come, and really do think, like, I laugh at you know, we're familiar with Penge now and have been for a few years, but there's publications in USA that will say, oh, like, he's the best golfer that you've never heard of, kind of thing, which is fair enough if you don't watch a lot of DP World Tour golf and you probably don't know about Marco Penge. Those people are going to hear about him pretty soon over the next few months, because I can see him being a real star over in the
He's got all the tools, doesn't he? I think he's a class act and climbing the rankings for whatever they're worth, slowly but surely. Do you think he's the most likely of the players that have graduated to the PGA Tour, graduated in inverted commas, from the DP World Tour? Is he the most likely to take that next step?
Yeah, I think he is. I would have a shout out for Rasmus Njergaard
your
Peterson,
new best
my new best mate.
Tell us about that.
Yeah, I can't believe it's got this long in. So if I sound a little spaced out and my throat's a wee bit crackly,
More so than usual,
yeah, big bit spaced out, because I got back from Dubai yesterday, was there over the weekend with Rasmus, with the guys at the Loop and with Under Armour, doing a shoot with him for their apparel that's coming out in the coming months, and also some special shoes that he was wearing. Don't think I can speak too much about him, but
say a thing.
what I will say is
Don't
watch any highlights of Rasmus over the last 6 months and look at his feet, and you will see what he's been wearing, and we were speaking about that. So went out to Al Ain Golf Club there to
Was
see
that how
Rasmus.
it's pronounced? Al Ain?
I hope so, because I didn't hear anyone say it. I've just been reading it, but it is now how it's pronounced. So we were out there with Rasmus. He's been doing, as he has been for a few years now, that's like where he starts his season for training, as a lot of pros do, because I saw quite a few other guys out there. And I think he is talking about confidence. Like,
Yeah.
he's really a confident guy. Was in these shoots, you'll ask players to hit certain shots, and it can be quite demanding. Like, the photographer will say, "Do you want to just hit it like a yard past my shoulder?" Which for a lot of people that might be quite nerve wracking. He's like, "Yeah, no problem," and we'll just do it. And the photographer's not flinching because he trusts how good Rasmus is. So I think he could do well. But yeah, for me,
Marco's the man.
Marco's the man, and like I came back to, he's such a good driver of the ball. That distance
Huge
he can
asset
stand
on the
in.
PGA.
Yeah, I think
Huge asset.
what I would compare him to is like Aldrich Potgieter last year, who won.
Yeah,
Someone who, hits it when you hit it that far. If the rest of your game for 1 week just matches up and is reasonably good, and you can drive it that distance, then you're going to be hard to keep up with. So, yeah, I think Marco will have a great year.
Any disagreement there, James?
none at all.
None at all.
None at all.
Good.
I
In that case, let's hear your second prediction then.
Well,
What have you got?
Well, mine was
Scotty
Scheffler. Yeah,
So he's stolen your prediction.
he literally stole my second
Right.
prediction. Yeah.
Whilst you're thinking of another one,
Go on, Michael.
I'll go with my second, which is that something will happen this year that has only happened 3 times previously.
I see the theme.
Can
You're
you
going
guess
the
what it is?
3 times. No, I cannot guess that.
Rory McIlroy will successfully defend the Masters.
Ooh.
Oh,
Yeah.
gosh.
Yeah. So it's only happened 3 times previously. It would have been, let me see, Jack Nicklaus, Sir Nick Faldo, and Tiger Woods. Very, very hard to do, successfully defending the Masters for a bunch of reasons. But I don't know. I just think I've always had the feeling that Rory and Augusta really, really suit each other. His game suits that golf course. He just needs to get over that line once. And I think I mentioned the term earlier, a bit like London buses. I can see that happening, that he's going to successfully defend. Part of me, I suppose it is partly heart talking. In my head, I'm going, yeah, it's perfectly feasible the way that he's playing or finished last season. I would love to see it though, just for that morbid curiosity of, well, what will he do at the jacket presentation ceremony?
Oh, gosh.
Because I believe there's 2 things you can do.
Mhm.
One, you can have the chairman of Augusta National, so in this case it would be Fred Ridley,
Yep.
put the jacket on you. I'm also though led to believe that you can just pick it up off the chair and put it back on yourself,
Really?
which I'd love to see, because it just feels like what an absolutely massive flex that is. It's like, oh, is that?
Oh, yeah.
What
I had
like-
that last year. I don't need anyone to put it on this time.
Yeah, I just think that would be brilliant. But no, I think Rory and Augusta just get on really well. The shots that he hit last year, he's capable of hitting every single shot around there.
Mhm.
It's a small field. I don't think that there will be many who will be playing better than him in the lead up to it. Put it this way, I think if you finish ahead of Rory McIlroy at the Masters this year, you probably win it.
Yeah, I like that. I think for Rory, we spoke about, you speaking, when we're talking about Scotty Scheffler and how venues can make a big difference, in that if you have a bad time at the US Open at Shinnecock Hills, for example, it's fine because you're not going back there for another 10 years. Whereas with Rory, like, he was going back to the Masters where he'd had so many near misses.
Scar
and
tissue upon
scar tissue. Exactly. Now, when he's turning up this year, it's happy days. Everything is rosy.
Yeah.
He's not going thinking, like 2011 or whatever, everything else that's happened. He's thinking about last year and the absolute euphoria that he had. So, yeah, I was close to writing that down as well, and it's just as well I didn't, or else I'd be doing what James is currently doing, and
Which is
scrambling, trying to
scrambling hard.
think for another prediction. But
So let's hear it then,
look,
James.
I would love-
What
I'd
have
love
you
to
got
see
for us?
So my second prediction this year, I think we're going to see.
You can hear the blue flashing lights outside. I'm assuming that is basically...
I'm getting a thumbs up. We're
Thumbs up, okay,
we're okay. We're okay.
Just thinking that was
I was
someone
like-
coming to deliver this answer for you, James. The emergency services
Emergency delivery.
prediction that you haven't prepared.
UPS Express. No, my other prediction is I think we're going to see multiple winners from the Live Tour win major tournaments this year.
Major championships.
Yes,
multiple.
Yeah, I do think.
Well, we've
we'll
given
see
away 3 of them already. Rory's winning the Masters.
Well,
Scotty's winning the US
For a
Open.
start, he said Tommy's winning the Open, so that means
So-
2 out of the other 3 live
Yeah.
players are winning.
Yeah,
Go on.
I think I have a feeling the way Tyrrell Hatton's been playing,
It's a great shout. I love it.
I think he is going to win a major. I think last year he was quite close at the US Open, but we don't want him to do that this year because then Scotty wouldn't win the Grand Slam. But he finished tied 4th last year. He didn't do so great at the PGA Championship, but tied 60th. Masters, he was tied 14th, and at the Open, he was tied 16th.
Okay.
We know his game is more than good enough to win a major championship. I think, we've seen him lose it between the ears, shoot level par, and then the following day come out and shoot 9 under par. Like, he's more than capable of doing it. I just think he does have the tools to do it, and I think Tyrrell Hatton's the man to do it from the live side.
Who else?
Oh, it'd be Bryson DeChambeau, wouldn't
You
it?
think?
Yeah.
So what's he winning?
I reckon he will either win the PGA Championship just because
It's got to be at this point because we're running out of majors.
there's
Unless we start
nothing
adding in others.
there's nothing left.
Maybe James knows something we don't.
But I do think his game, if he drives the ball really well at Augusta, he has more than a good enough chance to win the green jacket.
So
as well.
you've picked the 4 major champions for this year then?
Yeah.
You've gone Bryson for the Masters, Scotty for the US Open. No?
Yes. He
Yeah.
agreed with my first take. Yeah.
Yeah.
Bryson for the PGA. So it's Scott
No,
or Tyrrell.
Tyrrell's got
Tyrrell
to
for the
find his
PGA.
way in there as well.
And
Tommy for the Open.
Tommy for the Open. Yeah.
If that all
comes
happens,
off.
James,
Get into the bookies, put it down.
don't do that.
but always gamble responsibly.
Exactly.
When the fun stops, stop.
Yeah.
Okay.
I like the Tyrrell shout. I think Tyrrell
The
Hatton
Tyrrell shout's a great shout.
is
Yeah.
close to the point of being like one of the best active golfers who doesn't have a major to his name.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't be surprised if he does win one soon. I think you're right. US Opens tend to suit his game quite well. Drives the ball really high and really straight, which is what you want around there.
Yeah.
Maybe, possibly, Augusta, I don't quite know what his record's like around there, but that's maybe not quite as good for him. But look, US Opens, possibly.
Mm-hmm.
But there's obviously a reason that he's not won a major yet. And you touched on it there. He can lose the head sometimes.
Yeah.
Which works well for him when it fires him up and then he goes and does amazing things. But in majors, that's hard to do if you give away shots.
Yeah.
No, I like the Tyrrell shout. I'm just not sure. Is this year the year? I guess time will tell. Listen, time's marching on. I want us to now go to... So that's a couple of predictions each. I like them. I think there are some good shouts. There's some shouts in there are better than others, right?
Well, it's a prediction, you know.
Well, of course.
They're
But
not always good.
now I was agreeing with you. I think his shouts are...
Oh, yeah. Thanks. Yeah.
What about one thing that you think definitely will not happen this year?
Ooh.
Who wants to take
I'll
that?
go
Go on,
first.
James.
Just so my prediction doesn't get
Pass.
Snapped.
I don't think we're going to see Tiger play a competitive round at all.
Okay, so that's now 50-year-old, eligible for the senior tour, Tiger Woods.
Yeah,
I don't think he's going to show up.
I think we're going to get a little bit of what we got last year. I think we're going to get just teased and strung along, and then all of a sudden, like a week or on the Monday, it's like, had a chat with the doctor's friends and family, and decided to
Another successful
microdissectomy.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And I just think the scaffolding just needs to be replaced like all the time. Like that's keeping him together. I just don't see him setting foot on a golf course this year.
Okay.
I don't see it. Maybe TGL where he can stand in one place and swing a club.
Well, if he can do that, presumably he could play in the senior tour because then he's just on a buggy.
On a buggy, yeah.
If he was going to choose to play with a buggy,
Mm,
which I've always maintained, I don't think he'll do.
I don't
Because
know. I don't see either.
I don't think the ego will allow it. Everyone else
Got
walking,
too much pride.
like, yeah, exactly. All these boys that are 60 odd that he dominated first time around, they're still walking and he's in a buggy. No, I'm not seeing that at all.
Yeah.
Plus, there would be so many. Think about all the questions that would be asked if Tiger was to win a senior major,
Mhm.
using a buggy, and be like, yes, but
Yeah.
I just I'm inclined to agree with you. I think a lot depends on the. To be honest, I'm not even sure it's the back that's the problem anymore. I think the Achilles rupture is the big thing. We know how long those things take to recover from, plus all the other associated issues that he's got. I suppose the problem is if he doesn't play before July, why play at all? Do you know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
then the majors are gone. Most of the big events are gone. Is he going to show up in a fall series event? No.
Yeah.
No.
I mean, PNC in December
Yeah.
suddenly feels like the most likely place we're going to see him next.
Mhm.
You know what, James? Actually, I'm with you.
Yeah.
As much as it breaks my heart to say it.
Yeah, it was a tough one to put down, but I just kind of feel that it's just it's not the year, and I don't. Part of me thinks like, when will it be?
Oh, don't go that far.
Yeah.
I
James.
know.
Right,
sorry.
Lewis, cue us up.
Anyway,
that was your version of the year.
You're not going to believe this. This is like countdown when you get the same answer, but I'd written about Tiger Woods not playing any of the 4 majors this year, which is sickening.
Jeez, oh.
So, yeah,
in there.
but senior tour,
By the way, who still watches Countdown?
not me.
That's a reference.
But that's what they do, though, isn't
You
it?
said that, and I'm going, the hell?
Yeah, I
don't
can see
know.
your face screwing up. So, yeah, I agree with James on this, unfortunately, and this is going back to having the same things, but great minds think alike.
Well, I'll tell you what. I will finish this bit
Please
off
do.
with something different. One thing I think definitely won't happen is try and get my words right with this one. Rory McIlroy definitely won't not win the race to Dubai and equal Colin Montgomery's record.
Okay.
So,
Does that
well,
make sense?
so yeah, so what you've
Double
done,
negative, yeah.
what you've done is
To
just
make a
had
prediction.
another prediction,
But thrown in a couple of
and
negatives.
Yeah.
right, oh, for
So it
goodness
will
sake.
not happen.
He definitely won't not win it.
Yeah, he won't not win it.
So he will win it. This is like asked and
No,
answered to it.
he definitely won't not win it.
Ah, sick of this already.
Let's face it. I mean, he'd won more to match Monty,
Yeah,
unless he gets injured.
yeah, it is one of
I
those.
just don't
isn't
see
it?
that happen.
And by the way, one thing no one talks about enough with Rory is his longevity, his fitness. Apart from that one freak injury in 2015 playing football with his mates,
Yeah.
that guy has barely had an injury. So
Yeah.
Yeah,
knock on
let's not
wood.
jinx it.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
You've ruined the game there. We were trying to think of things that won't happen.
Yeah.
Right, fair enough.
we had a couple of suggestions from readers on social media, and this one I particularly like, off the back of Anthony Kim securing his live playing privileges again for this season through the promotions event, which finished yesterday. Very impressive performance from the bold Anthony, who has had his critics since he re-emerged. But one of our readers got in touch to say that they think Anthony Kim will win on live again this year, or win on live, not even again, just once.
Wow.
Which, that's the next step for him, really, isn't it?
Yeah.
Go ahead and win. And the way he finished last year and has started this year, absolutely no reason why not. Gents, right, so we'll leave the predictions there. And I want to turn to Asked and Answered, one of my favourite sections of the show. And this is a beauty. If the answer is $525, what is the question? Whilst you guys are thinking about that, some more contributions from our social media followers. Remember, you can follow us on Twitter, X, at The Bunkered Pod, and we're on Facebook as well, facebook.com/The Bunkered Podcast. Mark Maxwell, if the answer is $525, he says, how much did Matt Kuchar pay his caddy last year? Which
That's very good.
feels slightly generous, if I'm honest. Then you've got
Yeah.
Pete Wells. This really just kicking a man when he's down. What are Tiger Woods' on-course earnings over the last few seasons? Oh,
Oh, that's rough.
but also
Well, is it?
maybe
I mean, is it? as
Someone
much
needs
as
to
that?
check.
Yeah, I don't know.
he hasn't hit a competitive ball since he missed the cut at the Open
Mm-hmm.
in 2024. So, Pete, you might be onto
He's
something.
on.
Do you
So-
get like a grand in the Open when you
Something
miss the
like
cut?
that.
Something like that. So
Yeah.
it's like half of that, actually.
Then after your overheads and everything.
Well,
Well.
this is true. Yeah, tax.
Daniel Storton, what was Brooks Koepka's re-signing contract fee he rejected from Liv?
Oh,
We're going to talk more about Brooks in the second part
funny.
of this week's episode. And then Bobby Weir. Bobby. How much is the Bunkered Podcast being paid for every comment reply on this post?
Oh, I wish.
I wish.
If only.
Mate.
Mike would be running to the bank.
Yeah, I wish it was.
Unless I'm wearing the same jacket I was wearing last year, Bobby. So
Check out next week, maybe. Right.
coming in wearing a Rolex Daytona next week,
show it
simply
off.
because of the sheer volume of replies. And Ian Holmes, by the way, keep replying just in case that is how the algorithm works. And Ian Holmes, what is the cheapest new driver released so far?
Oh.
Worryingly close.
Worryingly.
That.
Yeah, you're not far away from
Not a million
Not quite
miles
sure what the
off you.
conversion rate is, but he could be spot on there.
So, gents, what have you got? If the answer is $525, what is the question?
Yeah, is it how much does it cost for 100 golf balls at the driving range these days? Honestly, and I don't mind saying this because it's the same at every driving range around here. Like, it's just, we've completely lost the plot. Like, some places are charging nearly like 15 quid for 100 balls. I'm not talking like Top Golf, I'm talking
Everywhere.
standard driving ranges. So it's getting
it
quite a
is
lot.
wild, isn't
If you want to practice like a couple times a week, you're basically, let me do some maths in my head here, you're like 100 quid a month. That's a lot of money. Yeah.
it? Yeah.
So
Adds up if you're an avid.
if you want to take
range,
it seriously, a range
I've
goal.
absolutely, I've almost got certainty that this is going to be a column you're going to write in the Bunkered website this
Absolutely.
week. Yes, could tell. It's halfway
Love that.
composed already. James, what about you? If the answer is $525, what is the question?
How much did I spend on donating golf balls last year to water hazards around the world?
So let's do
Do you
this
reckon-
here.
Yeah.
I hit a lot of balls.
Talking, get the calculator out.
Okay.
So we're
I'm actually in my head. I'm doing the maths. Like how many? Right,
So
okay.
say a golf ball costs, you play with premium balls,
Well,
probably about 4 quid.
Well, if you think about how much a dozen premium balls cost, let's say in like a
Well, no,
PGA
let's do it like by ball. So, and then you're probably getting the personalised ones as well.
well,
So like what, £5?
I've
yeah,
just priced
per
my ball.
nugget.
So let's say 525 divided by, I'm doing the maths, divided by, say, $5 a ball. Is
Yeah, we'll
about
call
right?
it 5, yeah.
105 balls in the water.
yeah, it's not going to be far away from that, to be honest.
I think it would be more likely.
It actually is.
It's actually really
Played a
quite
few
like
rounds with you this year.
Yeah,
We were at...
there's a lot of reaching back into the bag.
If the
That
answer
was
is
a lot.
$1,025, I think we're probably closer to the right answer.
Oh.
Sorry, James.
Oh.
expensive.
fine.
Let's
Right.
hope that comment about
I only-
posts under the...
I only
The
need
comments under the post being that much money. is
1 in
great.
6 needs to go down the middle, boys. That's all that. That's all I
Aye,
need.
yeah, for long drive stuff.
You're both wrong. In fact, everyone is wrong.
All right,
the
good
correct
answer.
answer is this. That is how much you're going to have to pay for a Masters ticket for the first time in tournament history. That is for the 4-day badge. It has gone through the $500 threshold for the first ever time.
Wow.
16% increase on the previous $450 mark that has been in effect since 2023. So if you want to go to the Masters and you want to spend all 4 days at the tournament, then you're going to need to have at least $525 if you're going to do it. I still think that's amazing value, though.
I completely agree. For 4 days.
4 days,
I think that's
a 4-day
brilliant.
badge. I believe that's right, unless it cannot be a single day.
No.
No, 4-day badge, which grants patrons access to all 4 tournament days at Augusta National. I think that,
That's a steal in my eyes.
pound for pound, is unbelievable.
Yeah.
Think about a Premier League game. You're probably spending
Mhm.
$100 or something like that by the time you add in conversions.
Well,
And you get
let's-
90 minutes.
Yeah, let's talk about World Cup.
Oh,
So I am currently in the ballot through the SFA and FIFA for a ticket for Scotland versus Haiti, our opening game of the World Cup. And for the category that I need to be in now, granted I don't have enough points through like SFA and whatever, but for category 1, I would be $500 for my ticket
Jesus.
through either FIFA or SFA.
to see Scotland play Haiti.
Yes. Now, again, like you
Jeez.
say, that would be incredible, but it's 90 minutes. Whereas the Masters, 4 full days. You're going to be there from
Yeah,
first light till last light, all
Exactly.
tournament days.
and it's very affordable once you're in the grounds.
Well, this is it. They don't try and fleece you once you're in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gears are famously cheap. Everything's famously cheap when you're in there. Like
I played
food-wise.
it. I played the golf course for free. That's how cheap
you?
it is.
Right. Oh, free. Did you like sneak on like
I took the flag home with me.
after
Was it-
after hours? Yeah, as if he'd just won the Masters and unraveling the flag in the 18th
I'll talk
hole.
about it another time.
Peyton Manning threw that football.
I don't like talking about it, as we know.
No.
But yeah, $525, I think that is exceptional value for money. So
Agreed.
Yeah.
if you want to know more about that, go to the Bunkered website, bunkered.co.uk, and you can read more about that incredible deal. Before we go much further, so this is New Gear season. Unless you have been living under a rock, then you will hopefully be aware of the fact that Callaway, TaylorMade, and so on, they're all coming out with their brand new product for this year. So I've got to be very careful what I say, because
Mhm.
some bits I can talk about and some bits that I can't. So instead, I'm going to throw to Mr. Gear Editor here, James Tate. What's out so far that we can talk about, and what do you like?
There's loads that's out right now. We have a couple of the drivers right here. We have the brand new TaylorMade QI 4D driver, which Rory put in play at the HSBC at Abu Dhabi at Yas Links. Tommy did as well. And straight out the gate, there was a huge rush to get these actually on the conforming list, because when the
They
pros
just loved them.
they loved them that much. And it's very rare to see a driver from TaylorMade actually get put on the conforming list on that side of
Back in
Christmas.
like early November, wasn't it?
Yeah, normally it would be kind of at the beginning of January or some time like that, just before we get to the go ahead to actually do all our videos and reviews. But it's very good, and if you want to see how good it is, you loved it.
I did love it.
Yeah, he did. So go check out the videos across on our YouTube channel to see how they perform. But then you've also got the Mizuno driver, the JPX1.
JPX1, okay.
Yeah, so it has a world first material on the driver face called a nano alloy, which essentially is...
That sounds like one of the answers for one of your conundrums and countdown years.
yeah.
How many points you getting for that?
No, that's Scrabble. That's what you
Oh,
points.
right.
Oh, nano alloy. That'd be a good one, though. That'd be a good one.
Otherwise, what's the point in the show?
Yeah,
Just lots
actually,
of people doing
No,
maths.
but for a conundrum,
Yeah.
you don't for the conundrum, do you? Or is it 10 for the conundrum? I don't know.
Let us know.
Yeah, let us know in the comments below.
Who presents Countdown these days?
Oh, it's your man, the Irish lad. That's off the radio.
Your man.
Murray, Colin Murray.
Colin.
Him. Yeah. He was on everything over Christmas, by the way. Like all the celebrity, like
It was every
catchphrase.
episode of Countdown.
Yeah, that as well. Was he on? I can't think. I've just said he was. Tipping Point. He was on Celebrity Tipping Point.
So far
Sorry,
Countdown on this
sorry, you're
episode.
talking
Anyway,
about
Nano-
Mizuno, yeah.
JPX1, brand new nano alloy face. Just going to give you even faster ball speed. Probably Mizuno's fastest driver they've ever had.
It's blue as well. So
It's got a
fits
blue-
in
it's
nicely
got-
with the set.
I'll take one.
Yeah, it's got a blue face. So those are the first two drivers to be released of 2026, and they're very impressive. And the drivers that are to come for the remainder of the month, make sure you stay tuned and check out the YouTube channel on our
Copa, Callaway, and so on.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, lots to come and lots to look forward to.
Excellent. Yeah, like James said, loads happening in New Gear season. So youtube.com/bunkered and the website as well if you want to read the reviews and get a little bit more in terms of what we would call F&Bs, features and benefits of all the new gear. The guys go into great detail there, so go and check it out. Right, gents, Brooks Koepka. What a festive season he had.
Yeah.
There I was, quite the thing, minding my own business on Christmas Eve, I think it was. Yeah, Christmas Eve, woke up, and it had just blown up. Brooks Koepka has left Live Golf. Merry Christmas, Scott O'Neill. And it's taken a few twists and turns since then. So we'll deal with the exit first, and then we'll look ahead to how it's all going to resolve itself. So first up, James, Brooks leaving Live. Did it surprise you? Did you see it coming? What's your take?
Yeah, a little bit like you, just on over the Christmas holidays, just all of a sudden, oh, all right, cool. This is
Hold on. What's he doing?
Yeah, what's going on now? Yeah, I mean, I think initial thoughts, yeah, it's quite surprising. You know, very big name. He was one of the biggest names to go across immediately at the very start. Badmouth the PGA, like a handful of them as well. But yeah, quite surprised by it. But part of me wonders if it's just kind of like maybe he's just had enough. He's just over the format, and he wants to come back and play with the best players in the world. And maybe he's just not getting that same competitive.
Now, Liv would say that some of the best players in the world are on Live Golf.
Phil Mickelson would say the number one player in the world is on Live Golf as well, Michael. But we know that's a load of rubbish as well. But yeah, I mean, there's obviously going to be like arguments for and against, but realistically, and I think everyone knows who's listening, the best players in the world are on the PGA Tour. There's a handful of them that can compete against the best players on the PGA Tour.
Joaquin Niemann being
Joaquin Niemann being the one at the very top.
Tyrrell, who's going to win the America this year.
But then the likes of like DJ and their records have been rubbish. And I think maybe Brooks has kind of fell a little bit into that as well.
He certainly didn't have a good year last year, did he?
No, he didn't.
His form really fell off a cliff, and
yeah,
we also know that there was some stuff going on in his personal life as well, which isn't really our place to get into. But the logic appears to have been, or certainly the rationale is that, and I'm looking here at Scott O'Neill's statement when news of Koepka's departure was announced. Brooks is prioritising the needs of his family and staying closer to home. He goes on, in fact, this is now Brooks's representatives. Interesting, Brooks Koepka hasn't responded yet himself. He hasn't made any sort of public comment about it to date. His representatives, though, said that he'll be stepping away. Family has always guided Brooks's decisions, and he feels this is the right moment to spend more time at home. It is tempting to point out that when players were going to live, part of the appeal was that we were told so they could spend more time with their families. This appears to be a complete flip, but like I said, there has been stuff that's gone on in Brooks' private life and his personal life that you can kind of understand why he would want to be closer to home. Certainly playing the PGA Tour, he's going to be largely staying within the US borders, as opposed to live where it's Riyadh one week, it's Singapore the next, it's Adelaide, it's somewhere just outside Birmingham, there's a lot
London.
more travel. There's fewer events, but a lot more travel.
Yeah.
So I kind of understand it.
Staying in the words
Nearly.
nearly. No, staying in the
Oh my word! What? I'm lucky.
What's in here? No, staying in the same time zone, I think, is what he's kind of looking for. We got there in the end. Third time lucky. Jeez, so
and a good point as well. So yes, well done, James. That was worth it.
Yeah. So.
Lewis, what about you? Were you surprised by this decision?
Nothing surprises me anymore in golf, Michael, over the last few years, as you'll know. No, not massively surprised. Luke mentioned like personal stuff there, but from a golf point of view, like for the way that Liv is, I don't know if it ever really like suited Brooks that well. He's famously someone who's picked and choosed what events he plays in. Really does a massive focus in the majors for all his career.
Yeah.
And so the prospect of basically having to be contracted to play what dozen events every year alongside those majors, like you say, going around the world, didn't really seem like the best fit for him. So from that point of view, no, it doesn't surprise me. But then also, we've not really seen this happen with other players. Like, of course, guys will play on live. You look at Laurie Cantor and has played, gone back, but for a time he was not on the circuit and then has gone back to playing
joined again.
Yes, exactly, yeah. So from this point of view, it seems completely different that he's left like throughout his contract, basically. So that slightly surprised me, but when you really think about it, like, no, I'm not massively shocked about it.
Okay, so we'll come to what is going to happen next in terms of what the PGA could or should do. What does it say for Liv, though? I mean, Brooks Koepka is one of the biggest names that they've got.
Yeah.
He was the first guy to win a major championship whilst playing on the Liv Golf League, which gave it that, to whatever extent, it gave it that credibility. It proved that you could play on Liv and win the biggest events in the game, which a lot of people said couldn't be done. Now he's gone. Now he said, without saying anything, he said, this isn't for me anymore. I've given it nearly 4 years. He's the first captain to walk away. Yes, other captains have left. Henrik Stenson obviously lost his place in the league, but he has walked away from something that we were told was going to be hugely appealing to the top players in the game, which was the opportunity to build and own a sports franchise. Brooks has gone, nah.
Yeah.
Tried it, didn't like it, see you later on. That's a blow for Liv, is it not?
It's a blow, but I don't think it's like a complete disaster. You look at circumstances here, like if there's non-golf reasons for Brooks leaving, then that's completely understandable. I think where it could become an issue is if other players who are there and under contract think, I can
Open the floodgates.
buy my way out of this and potentially go and play on other tours again, then I'm going to want to do that. That's where it could become a real issue. But is it a hammer blow right now? Like, it's clearly not a good thing because, like you say, he's one of the most successful players and recently successful players that are in the league. So it's bad from that point of view, but it could open the floodgates and start like domino effect here, and then it could be a real issue. But
If you're
right now,
Scott
I don't
O'Neill-
think it's a disaster.
James, if you're Scott O'Neill, are you worried right now?
I think I'd be. I'm kind of on the fence, and I'm going to go off the fence. I think yes, initially, because I don't know what's going to happen. If I was him, I don't know what's going to happen from the PGA Tour side.
Yeah, still to see what they're going to do.
Still to see what they're going to do. And I think when you look at that, and it depends on what kind of punishment or what he has to do to obviously get back to that. If it isn't as severe as, you know, what it could be, or if it's quite light, shall we say, other players from Liv could look at that and say, oh, well, he's not been punished that badly. It's like, maybe we can just go back and play on the PGA Tour.
Yeah.
I mean, we saw the same thing happen. Like, a couple of these big names went across the Liv and it opened the floodgates. But are we going to see
The same in reverse.
It's the same in reverse. So that's what I think. He will probably sitting there and be like, oh, like this could be bad. But it all depends on what the PGA Tour decides.
You're absolutely right. I totally agree with that. And I think that's where this next wrinkle becomes interesting, because Brooks has applied to be reinstated to the PGA Tour. That was confirmed over the weekend by various people at the PGA Tour. First reported, I think, by ESPN, corroborated by Sports Illustrated. Brooks wants back in the PGA Tour, is the way this is going. Now, I guess the burden flips to Brian Rolap and the team at Pontevedra Beach. They've now got to make a decision, probably quite quickly, in terms of how they're going to let this happen. There's three ways this can go. One, they can reinstate him immediately with no punishment. Welcome back, Brooks. Missed you, big guy. Great to see you again. Two, they could allow it, but they could make him serve some sort of suspension in the meantime, which we're led to believe is what Hudson Swafford, another player who swapped the PGA Tour for Liv, left Liv, but a much lower profile PGA Tour player. That's what he is currently doing, is serving a 12-month suspension on the PGA Tour. Or the Tour could say, no. Thanks, but no thanks, Brooks.
You made your bed.
So I think the last one there is very unlikely.
I agree completely.
They're not going to close the door on a guy like Brooks. I don't think they're going to close the door on anybody.
No.
Because why would they? I'm actually
well,
certain they can't.
Remember, like, when this news came out, the PGA Tour released like a very sort of nothing statement saying, like, we wish Brooks the best. And he's like, I can't remember exactly what it said, but it was not saying
Also,
he's welcome back.
Nobody asked. It reminded me of that time that Rangers went into administration in 2012 and everyone was talking about
Didn't
it.
think you'd be bringing this up. Goodness me. You sure you want to talk about this?
It's okay.
Right.
I'm over it now. Because we're going to win the league this year.
All right.
No, I think back to then when all that was kicking off and everyone was focused on Rangers, but also what other people's response was the SFA and Celtic. And then from nowhere, St Mirren released a statement going, just so everyone knows, we've got nothing to say. And it was exactly that's what I felt when I read the PGA Tour statement. Like, oh, so you've got nothing to say.
Cool.
Good.
Nice one.
Great. But they're going to have to say something pretty soon.
Yeah.
Brooks wants back in. What they're going to do, sit and twiddle their thumbs for 6 months?
I think it's going to be the second option, to be honest.
Which is allow him back, but make him serve some sort of suspension.
Suspension or punishment, whether it's paying fines or something along those lines. Because you're right, like Hudson Swafford is trying to do the same thing, and he's been told he needs to wait a year. So if Brooks gets straight back in, then Hudson Swafford's going to be like, well, hang on a second.
Yeah.
How's it? Because I'm not a 5-time major champion that you're not letting me do that.
Yeah. And you can't treat your players differently. And it's a members-run organisation, the PGA Tour. You can't have one rule for some and one for another. So they've got to be careful. They have, it would appear, set a precedent. Now they've got to follow the precedent, surely.
Yeah. Thing is, it's daft because we're talking about these rules, and like PGA Tour, it's their own rules that they're having to follow. They're completely like making a rod for your own back.
Yeah.
In that, if you hadn't made these like regulations up, then you'd be able to say, yeah, Brooks come and play in like the Sony or whatever event he wants to play in the next few weeks.
Well,
but they can't do that because Hudson Swafford is now the kind of the yardstick for this, and that players are going to have to be punished.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's a complete messy situation.
I think my gut is that they're going to let him back in immediately, but with conditions.
Right.
For example, he's not going to get to play the signature events because he won't be in them because he's not in them. He's not
Mm.
qualified. His place isn't there
Yeah.
for them. So he won't be catapulted in. I think instead he'll be required to almost do a little bit of community service.
Okay.
You'll have to go and play in a fall series event or two. You're going to have to play in
Do like clinics on Tuesdays and stuff.
Yeah.
maybe.
Yeah,
Like, you know
yeah.
what?
We'll say that like tongue
Walk
in
around
cheek,
for
but
the
yeah.
scoreboards and the pro
Yeah,
am days.
I think they would let him back in because I just don't see what they stand to gain by making him wait for a year.
Yeah.
You know, it's a short window anyway. Let him back in, but make him serve, you know, a little bit of community service is the only way I can put it.
Yeah,
Go and play the John Deere
Yeah,
Classic.
make him play the John Deere Classic. That's worth 12 months back in itself. Trying to
Guess
force
what?
to play that.
You're playing Zurich Classic,
Thing is, though, right?
and your playing partner is, you know, it's. I can see that. Joking aside, that feels like the more likely one.
Yeah.
But to do that, they will have to soften the rules that they put in place for Hudson Swafford as well.
Yeah. For me, I'm thinking something that we spoke about a lot last year was sponsors exemptions. Now, if I'm Mr.
Yeah,
AT&T
good shout.
and I say to Brian Rowlap, oh, Brooks Koepka's back, can I invite him to play my tournament? And Brian Rowlap says no. That might be a bit of an issue. Maybe not AT&T, that's maybe not the best example, but a sponsor who's paying a lot of money says, I want this 5-time major champion in my tournament. He's not doing anything else this week. He wants to play in it. And the tour turn around and say, no, we're restricting him until next year because of these rules that we've made ourselves. Is that going to be a great look? Possibly not.
No.
And
That's
we know that
really good
sponsors are vital to the PGA Tour.
Mm-hmm.
So that's where I can see a potential like sticking point to a complete suspension, because no ill to the guy, but Hudson Swafford's not at that level where he'd be
He's
getting
not a
on
needle
fight
mover.
No,
over
he's
someone
not.
like Spieth or Ricky Fowler.
That's a good point you make, though.
Thank you.
Because you're welcome. Because he could essentially have that kind of 12-month suspension, but with the ability to have sponsors invites to certain events.
Yeah, maybe.
But again, it just seems like the PGA are just kind of, I don't know.
I'm sort of weighing it up in my head, and the only conclusion I can draw is what a mess.
Yeah,
It's like just an absolute shambles.
isn't it?
Let's hope it figures itself out sooner rather than later. But yeah,
Just not before this podcast goes out.
No,
then, yeah,
ideally
just wait,
not.
wait until like next week for this to be
Tell you
sorted,
what,
and then we can react.
whilst I'm
to that.
queuing up Podder of Merit, someone want to look in your inbox and just
Okay,
make sure we
yeah,
understand.
sure. I'll
But
Google.
yes,
Kep.
Podder of Merit, it's that time again. So where we left this before Christmas, well, I was in quite a good position. It's almost like I've been coached by Danny Rule for the last few weeks. I am on 4 points. James is on 3 and Lewis is on 2. These scores are correct as per Steve the ref. Do not disagree with them. Steve will DM you. He's that kind of guy.
Right. Okay.
So there is only 2 points in it between top and bottom.
He's
Your
given
bottom, Lewis.
He's given me a points deduction.
He has,
Steve,
yeah.
what have I done?
There was exclamation marks included with the scores are wrong again. So yeah, fine.
Okay.
This week it is the Dubai Invitational. But Lewis, you did have the winning score last time around. So the pick order, I believe, is you, me, then
So I
James.
had no points before that. Nil points.
I believe so. Yeah, I think you
Oh,
picked
dear.
up the 2. Minwoo Lee, it was in fact. Like
Yeah, it
8
was.
points.
I can't remember who I picked before that.
Anyway, who you have
yeah,
in
it's
Dubai?
fine. I'm over it. I'm not going to argue with the rules and regulations of this.
He's gonna look who he picked
yeah,
before.
yeah, I'm going to argue with it. Okay.
Pick it up offline.
I'm going with Rasmus Niergaard
Oh,
Peterson,
for goodness sake!
my new friend.
Oh, friend.
Spent a full day with him on Saturday. It's now Monday, and he was able to hit every single shot that we asked of him on command.
Almost like he's a professional golfer.
Yeah, and a very good one at that. He's been on a slightly more serious point. Shocker.
It's not a shocker, but
I
your
hope
logic,
it's not a shocker because I was out doing a feature with
your
him. So.
logic is shocking. So
How?
I just hung out with him and he hit some really good shots.
Yeah,
so he's
no.
my pick.
Oh, friend.
You
I'm
are
just
a
gonna
cookie's
rip the-
dream, Lewis.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who's going to win an Oscar? I've no idea, but
Yeah,
I
look.
passed that guy from River City earlier today, so I'm pretty sure it's him.
You say this, I don't think they'll be happy about the Jordan Gumberg pick a few weeks back. We had some people writing in about, but I'm not saying you should do that for
A blind squirrel.
Yeah, blind score things or not. On a slightly RNP, yeah, he's been out in that part of the world for a couple of weeks now. He told me that his practice is going really well. He's been playing great golf. Won last month in dramatic fashion, beat Cam Smith. So that's my kind of rationale. But also he's my mate and I want him to do well. He's not my mate at all.
Does he follow you on Instagram yet?
No.
Facebook.
Oh, really?
I followed him. Well, I followed him already, but I tagged him in a couple of stories and he
Nothing.
didn't reply.
Oh, that's tough.
Didn't.
And you know he's doing nothing. He told you he's doing nothing the next couple of days. He has straight up
rested.
blanked you.
Yeah, just completely.
Hide.
Left you on red.
I was
Massively
trying
bad.
to have like a really nice guy and like very generous with his time.
He's a really
Clearly not.
He was driving the buggy around like on the day because he knows the golf course, but none of the guys like myself, Alex from the Loop or Howard, the photographer, knew the golf course, so we were relying on him. And honestly, sorry, going off on a tangent here. If Rasmus ever like gives up the golf, he could be an F1 driver. Seriously, like I think they gave him like a juiced up buggy or something that had like a turbo in it. I was like trying
Club
to
Car Plus.
I was wanting to get like a video of how fast he was going. I thought if I let go of like the little handle in the buggy, I'm gonna fall out here. It's the fastest driver I've ever been with. There's absolutely no nonsense.
It'll be one of those buggies which goes about like 20 miles an hour.
No more.
You feel
Like
you're
easy
absolutely ripping.
40 mile an hour.
Yeah.
Genuinely. It's
40
like
mile
going
an
around
hour.
the bends. Like, I
Feels
don't
like
break.
he's just playing with a lot of slow golfers and he's had to have it
Oh,
up.
yeah, he was complaining about them. He named
I'll
a
bet.
couple, but can't go into that right now. But
Next week.
next week, yeah.
I'm going with Ryan Fox,
From
New Zealand.
nice.
Again, just because I think he's playing some great golf. It's a big old course, this one that they're playing at, isn't it? It is Dubai Creek. Sets up nicely for a guy like that. So, yeah, Ryan is the man for me. How about you, James?
My man is also a bomber of the golf ball, and he goes by the name of Nikolai Højgaard.
Great shout.
Um,
Shout.
he played some incredible golf out in the Middle East at the back end of last year.
Yeah.
He's hitting it really well. He was actually probably unlucky not to win at Yas Links at the HSBC. But for me, I think the way he plays out there, it suits his game. It's a little bit wider. He hits it a long way. He can get away with a little bit more. I think he is. He's going to do very well.
Ideal. You're on 3 points. You're on 2 points, James. I've just looked together.
All right.
What's going on here?
Yeah.
All right.
There-
Okay.
Steward's inquiry. So, James, you're on 2. Lewis on 3. Yeah. VAR decision.
Okay, this is
No
good.
points.
Okay.
But yeah, I was just checking because you said Nikolai, and I had a feeling you'd picked him before, but it was you, Lewis, that picked
Yeah,
Nikolai
I
for
picked him,
DP World Tour Championship. So
Yeah.
This game's complicated, isn't it?
Yeah.
not like Countdown.
No, yeah, easier than that. You just look. Rubbish at countdown as well. Journalists should be good at countdown. I'm hopeless.
We will finish with a very quick new addition to the Hole in None Club.
Oh yes, I love this.
So this is an extraordinary story, and I add a story. I
Right,
copied
okay.
this into a Microsoft Word document. It is 800 words.
Oh, God.
So I'm going to try and rattle through this as quick as I can. Gavin Soroka got in touch with us via DM on Facebook. Please see below my application to join the Hole in None Club. All right, settle down, Gavin. It's not a job application here. Do you work very well on your own and as part of a team? Anyway,
Yeah, if this story's good, it could be a job application.
male 47 with over 35 years service, chopping it around the fairways, mostly as a mid to high single figure handicapper. Currently playing off 5, which even surprises me at times. I've had 2 hole-in-ones, he says, with inverted commas. And I'm thinking, well, he's not really understood the assignment here.
No.
But he says they do not count. Let me explain. Number 1, at the age of 12 or 13, when summer holidays consisted of dad dropping you off at the golf course at 8 a.m. with enough change for a chip butty and a can of juice, those were the days.
Yeah.
Playing all day long until he got picked up again at dinner time. On one of these beautifully overcast and chilly Scottish summer days, my mate David and I nipped back out in the course in the afternoon for a quick 9 holes or so of practice and mucking about. We would have a few practice chips and putts here and there as the course was quiet. We'd never dare risk the scorn of any senior members for holding them up. We even, at times, dropped a second ball. I am pretty sure that back then terms like mulligan and breakfast ball were not widespread. Here's to Americanisation. Then on the 7th tee, par 3, 165 yards to a front pin, out of bounds railway, all the way down the left with a little wind into and off the left. Up steps me with a 3-wood. Whoa, hang on. 165 yards. Oh no, you're a kid at the time.
Yeah,
That's
it's
fine.
fine.
Using the wind, bouncing perfectly at the front of the green and heading towards the hole. Both David and I knew it was close, but couldn't quite see the bottom of the pin. So we hurried up the green to find it in the hole. The youthful excitement is something I will always remember, but it doesn't count.
Why?
Come to that. Number 2.
Oh, gosh. Right.
Didn't ask for your life story here, Gavin. It's fine. About 5 or 6 years ago, on some random November or December Saturday morning rather, our usual winter playing group headed out on a foggy day. Still not sure what differentiates fog from mist. Not me neither. Visibility was almost zero, but we pressed on, hoping it would lift in the next half hour or so. The course was in full winter setup, tees and greens, and when we reached the fifth hole, normally in the summer, 155-yard shot to a raised green, today it was only 110 yards in this winter setup. However, visibility was still only around 60 or 70 at best. Knowing roughly where the pin was in relation to the faint outline of a greenside tree, barely recognisable through the fog/mist, we took aim and hit. My gap wedge was struck pure and online, and I was content that although I could not see more than half the flight of the ball, I knew it was at least in the vicinity of the winter green. There was no rush to get up on this occasion, no youthful excitement this time, but when I did, and I saw no ball on the green, a little air of arrogance came over me as I walked confidently to the pin, with no putter in hand, to pick my ball out of the hole. But it doesn't count.
No, it doesn't.
Yeah, that one definitely doesn't.
That's a shame.
He says, and this is where you guys are going to gasp, holes in one should only count when made in competition, or at a minimum, when a score is recorded for handicap purposes, given the advent of WHS and general play rounds.
Nice.
Now, I can already hear the bunkered staff scoffing. If it's on a golf course, if it's hitting a ball with a club, it's golf and it all counts, all in quotes. I can accept the general play argument. I can even accept the par 3 course when it's measured for handicap purposes, but we need to draw a line. If you get one in a bounce game where there's any element of practice, it doesn't count. It's no better than some random range shot. If you think pitch and putt and winter setups even come close, then no, just no. What's next? Holes in one in golf simulators, in which case I could add another 10 or 20. He concludes, I'm of the opinion that I will only ever tick the hole in one off my golf bucket list when it comes in a competition, when I have a scorecard and a ball to mount for posterity in some cheap plastic display box. Feathers ruffled, I can tell. He signs off.
So just go back to the first one here, because second wintergreen, obviously not discard that. That's fine. Still a good shot, but it's not a hole in one.
How's it
because a wintergreen.
It's a wintergreen. It's
got to be a full.
What's he writing down on the card?
Yeah, he's writing down a one. I know, but you don't count that as a.
But you're not playing off the.
So you're not going to count any hole in one that you have on a wintergreen.
No, because sometimes on wintergreens the holes are slightly bigger.
Yeah, buckets.
They're buckets before the actual green as well.
Yeah,
okay.
I'm not.
And you're not playing the yardage of the course, which is much.
Would you count that as a hole in one on a wintergreen?
You're writing down a one.
Yeah,
how many shots did you take?
It's not the same golf course.
You know what? If you get it on the wintergreen, we'll let you have it.
Right. Okay.
But to the broad point here, let's just take the point.
So the first one. Did I miss something? Was that his second attempt?
It was just him and his mate mucking about, I think.
Right. If that's
maybe
his
hit
first
the second ball or whatever.
If it's his first ball, that's a one.
His point is, it wasn't in competition.
In competition, he's saying.
That is his point. Unless it's being made in a competition or when you're recording your score, then it's not a hole in one.
Nah, I'm not having that at all. So we work sometimes with a photographer, Kenny Smith. And Kenny tells the story, you know what this is going to be, that he played Pebble Beach a few years back, and on the famous 7th hole, it's about 90 yards down to the water, he made a hole in one there. Not in the competition, because he's playing it like...
Well, he's not playing the Saturday Medal.
No, and he's also not playing the Pebble Beach Pro-Am.
Or the US Open.
No, any of those things. But it's still a one.
Of course
like,
it is.
That definitely counts.
Right.
I'm not having this.
This is...
Gavin must be in the minority. Right, he is in the minority, I know it's for
I like it. I think
like,
there's something in it, but I fundamentally disagree.
For someone who's all about rules and regulations in golf, I'm soon going to be doing a course on the rules of golf. That's one to come back to. I'm not having.
James is ready to go. Finish it off, James. Give us your thoughts.
I would like to take your entry to the hole in Nunn Club and deny it
twice.
Yeah. Because
you've had 2 holes in one.
Yeah,
sorry, Kevin.
Yeah,
certainly one.
Yeah, he's certainly had one. I would agree with the one on the wintergreen. I don't think that should count. But your first one's a hole in one all day long.
So we're agreed.
Yeah.
Please see my application to join the Hole in None Club. Denied.
Is this the first rejection?
It is the first rejection. I can't believe we're rejecting someone for having a hole in one.
Sorry.
Yeah, sorry, Gavin.
Sorry, Gavin. But that
But
is
nice
no.
try. And a lovely story.
Yeah.
Tons of detail.
Yeah,
by the way.
really.
Jeez, we'll come back to what differentiates
Yeah.
Fox from missed another time.
Yeah.
But thank you for getting in touch, Gavin. But I'm sorry, it's a no.
I was going to say
And
not.
congratulations
Yeah.
on your hole in one.
I was going to say not this time, but it's never now.
Never
you can't
now.
unmake it. So
Yeah.
that's it.
That's
No,
right.
he just
cool.
clearly wants to be part of it. He doesn't want to miss out.
Look, I get it.
Doesn't want to be left out. And I wouldn't want to be left out either, Gavin.
Yeah.
But
You know, when you've had
Sorry.
holes in one, like me and Lewis, you know, welcome to our club.
Yeah, I guess so.
it sucks.
But
Right, that is it for this week. It's lovely to be back. Thank you very much for tuning in, whether you are listening or watching along on YouTube. Thank you very much indeed for your time, gentlemen. Thank you for
Thank
your
you.
thanking you.
And
you,
thank you
thank
to
you.
the team. I mean, I am loving this new setup.
I
Great.
know.
It's really
Class.
cozy.
Thank you to the boys behind the computers and the cameras as well.
Cameras,
Brilliant.
ones and twos.
We will be back this time again next week. Until then, if you're playing golf, have fun, go low. We'll see you again next time around. Bye bye for now.